Hi, this is Jeremy Moskowitz, Group Policy MVP and founder of PolicyPak software. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can manage your Spoon server or your ZENworks Application Virtualization server virtualized applications using PolicyPak. Now, you can do this either using Group Policy or your own systems management tool. For instance, the Spoon server here, or Novell ZENworks, or SCCM, anything you want. But we happen to be using Spoon server and also Group Policy in this demonstration. So for starters, let's set the stage. The problem is that if your applications are virtualized, then there's no way for regular Group Policy or your management to get inside the settings and or lock down the applications. For instance, if I go to Run Acrobat here, you can see it launches from the Spoon server, go to Edit Preferences. There are a huge amount of settings we don't want our users to be able to have access to. So for instance, we do want this checkmark checked. We do want Enable Enhanced Security, but we also want to ensure that the users have this unchecked, Enable Acrobat JavaScript. Long story short is that if you are not managing your application settings inside your virtualized applications, then you're not doing the best job you can to keep secure. So let's go ahead and run Firefox here. And Firefox is one of those applications that you're going to want to make sure is configured exactly the way you want. You might want to set a home page and make sure that these important security settings are always ensured on. Now, if we were to just rerun this application, you can see that, there's just nothing that's helping you at this point. So this is where PolicyPak comes in. If we go over to our server world, you can see I've got my Spoon server here. Nothing about PolicyPak is done on the Spoon server directly. Everything is either using Group Policy or your own systems management tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a Group Policy object here, and I'll call this deliver and lock down important settings. And what I'll do is I'll right click over this Group Policy object and click Edit here and link it over to our East Sales users. And under our user side, PolicyPak Applications, we're going to go New Application, and I will pick, let's go with Acrobat Reader first. Okay, PolicyPak ships with over 35 pre-configured applications ready to go, like Java, Flash, Firefox, WinZip, Acrobat. The list goes on and on and on. I just happen to have those three ready to go right now. So under JavaScript, let me uncheck that guy because that makes you more secure when it's unchecked. And I'll right click and do a PolicyPak superpower of disable the corresponding control in the target application. I'm going to make sure that users literally can't work around this setting. I go to Security Enhanced, whoops, yep, and I want to ensure that that Enable Enhanced Security is in fact checked. If I right click over this guy and click Disable, once again we're going to ensure that our settings are delivered. If we go to Updater, let's go ahead and do not download or install updates automatically, and once again we'll disable the corresponding control in the target application. While I'm also here, let me go to Firefox and let's take a look at this. Let's go ahead and set our Firefox settings to policypak.com and also ensure that our security settings are always set. So once we've done that, let's go back over to the target machine. Let's run GP update, or we can pretend we're logging off or logging back on, or getting a new computer, or starting a new terminal services or Citrix session, or anything else that would refresh Group Policy. Now again, we happen to be using Group Policy in these examples, but you don't have to. If you would like to wrap up your PolicyPak directives and deliver them using, say, Novell ZENworks or SCCM, you can do that. We just happen to be using Group Policy in these examples. So let's go ahead and close that. And now let's go ahead and rerun Acrobat first from Spoon. If we go to Edit Preferences here, you're going to see PolicyPak doing its superpowers and magic. So the first thing you see here is that the JavaScript setting is in fact now unchecked and grayed out, and a user can't work around it. If we go to Security Enhanced, once again we've delivered that setting and also grayed it out. And if we go to Updater, we've delivered Do Not Download or Install Updates Automatically and also grayed it out. let's head over to Firefox, the Firefox for Spoon that we created that says PolicyPak in there. And if we go to Options, boom, you can see the security settings are all set and our PolicyPak is delivered as the home page. If we make this abc.com or something we shouldn't do and close this out and rerun the application, as soon as we rerun the application, our settings are redelivered and re-guaranteed. So, to recap everything you just saw, you can cheerfully use PolicyPak to deliver your actual application settings and optionally lock them down so users can't work around them. You want to do this for both your real applications and your Spoon / Novell ZENworks application virtualization apps. The point of the story is once you have your applications deployed, it's super important to manage those settings so that your IT directives are adhered to. If you want to figure out how we did this, I'm going to pause the videotape here, and then what we'll do is I'll show you exactly what's required if you are already a Spoon or Novell ZENworks Application Virtualization customer, and show you exactly what you have to do to make PolicyPak work with your already virtualized projects and apps. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, so if you want to PolicyPak enable your own Spoon applications, it's really easy to do. By way of example, let's say you've already got all your project files ready to rock. For instance, here I've got a Spoon project for Firefox. So I'm going to go ahead and open the configuration there, and I'll go over to the Firefox project I have and open that guy up. And there we go. We can see it's being loaded into the Spoon Virtual Application Studio or the Novell ZENworks Virtual Application Studio. It's going to be the same exact thing. And what you're going to want to do is, of course, change the project type to component, because instead of, if we wanted to use this on the server, we need to have a component and not a raw application. And in either case, what you're going to do is you're going to go Settings and then Startup Settings right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to utilize the what's called a Startup Shim DLL, and we here at PolicyPak provide that to you. So again, it's the same exact shim. It's called PP Spoon Shim DLL. We provide this for you. And it works the same for every Spoon application and every Novell ZENworks virtualized application. So if you want to PolicyPak enable your applications, this is what you do. When you're ready to go, you will simply build it. And once that's done, you will then have a file that you can then bring and import into your Spoon server or your Novell ZENworks virtualization server. And that's it. That's how simple it is. So the secret sauce is what happens is that at launch time for the application, PolicyPak will run this PP Spoon shim, perform our PolicyPak magic, and because our client-side extension is on the target machine, we will do all the PolicyPak goodness. And that's it. So if you are ready to get started and you want to test this all out yourself, we are happy to supply the PP Spoon Shim DLL to any customer or prospect who asks. Thanks so much, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.